This is yoga sequence number 3, yoga for your best self. And it's all about knowing what you need at this time. So we're just coming into a standing position with the hips, with the feet slightly apart. So nice and comfortable posture. So we're just going to rock along the length of the foot. So gently from the tiptoes along to the heels. And then spreading the toes wide and allowing each toe to fall towards the mat. So we've got a nice spreading and opening between the toes. Then just find your point of balance on your foot. Can you just see if you can pull the toes slightly in towards the arch of the foot so you've got a greater curve in the instep. And again, just moving slowly from the front to the back. See if you can find your point of balance. Now just rolling the shoulders up and down. So inhaling, we'll come up again. And exhaling, rolling them back and down. And gently tucking the tailbone under now so that we're getting a nice lengthening across the lower back. And we're going to breathe in, raise the arms up towards the ceiling. Bring the hands together. And as we breathe out, we're going to come over to the left. Breathing into center. And then over to the right. Breathing back up to center. We'll do one more on each side. See if you can just deepen it a little bit further. Again, just working within what's comfortable for you. And coming back to center, we're going to widen the arms and fold them down towards the mat. Perfect. If they'll reach the shins or the heels or the ankles, wherever's comfortable for you. This is about meeting your needs and finding where's comfortable for you. So just being aware of that. Take a nice deep inhale and gently lift the chin up slightly. And as you exhale, drawing the chin back towards the knees. Remember to keep that point of balance on the foot so that you're not losing that sense of stability in the base. And breathing in, slightly lift the head again. And breathing out, lowering the chin, softening it towards the knees. And then we're going to bring the hands flat onto the floor, just walking round to the side of the mat, so coming onto your knees. And then have your hips, your knees directly beneath your hips, hip width apart, and your hands beneath your shoulders. And keeping the backs of the feet, the tops of the feet flat against the mat, so you've got maximum contact there. And as we breathe in, we're going to lift the chin up and the tailbone up at the same time towards the ceiling. And as we breathe out, we're going to tuck the chin in towards the chest and allow the tailbone to tuck under. And we'll just do that a few times, breathing in, lifting up. And breathing out, tilting the hips back under. And keeping that focus on what feels comfortable and true for you. So just what feels the right thing to do for you at this moment. Don't overstretch, just keep the motions nice and fluid, working with your own needs. And then we're going to breathe in, coming up again, and breathing out, lowering the hips down towards the heels. And then we're going to push the heels of the hands away in front of us, so lowering the forehead to the floor, walking the hands forwards. Breathing in, lengthening as we do so, and breathing out, exhaling, lowering the forehead to the floor. And see if you can just make a little bit more contact between the armpits and the mat beneath you. So gently softening across the upper back. And then pushing the hips down towards the heels, again finding what's a comfortable place for you. And then we're breathing in, walking the hands back up. We're going to gently come now slowly into a seated position with the legs extended out in front of us. And just see how it feels if you just gently pull your glutes away from your sitting bones. Does that feel a bit more comfortable for you? Take a nice deep inhale and keep that back straight and just rolling the shoulders back and down. Brilliant. And then we're going to breathe in with the arm, raising the arms this time. Raise the arms over the head, and we're going to exhale and we're going to fold forward. So folding forwards but allowing the back to remain straight as possible. So we're folding from the hips. Take a deep inhale here, and on the exhale see if you can soften into that just a little bit further. Again, finding what's comfortable for you at this time. See if you can push the heels of the feet away. That's it, so the backs of the legs where the sciatic nerve runs makes a little bit more contact with the surface beneath. Deep inhale again, we'll just take one last deep inhale and exhale. See if you can soften. See how it feels if you widen the elbows. Does the back allow? Is the back able to meet the knees a little bit more comfortably? Breathing in, coming back up to sitting. And then we're going to slide along the mat, coming into a laying position. And raising the knees up towards the chest. We're going to thread the hands through the knees and grab hold of each foot. And that's it. And then we're going to push the heels of the feet away from us. That's it, perfect. Keeping the chin slightly tucked in towards the chest so we've got that length along the back. And just having a gentle rock here from side to side. Breathing into that lower part of the back. Softening and relaxing those muscles, giving them a bit of a massage. And then we're going to draw the feet in towards each other so the soles of the feet are firmly pressed together, and we're just going to pull them in towards the pelvic area. See if you can push the knees apart with the elbows, so squeezing the elbows in towards the fold of the knee and pulling the feet in towards the pelvis. Breathing in, stretching them back up. Pushing the heels up towards the ceiling, so we're really stretching out along the length of the leg, and breathing out, lowering them down towards the floor and coming back up into a seated position. So from here we're just going to find a comfortable position for you. If you need to sit on a book or a block just to raise the hips slightly, whatever works for you at this time. We're just going to bring ourselves into our awareness with our breath. So keeping the hands on the knees, taking a nice deep inhale and exhale, rolling those shoulders back and down. Keeping the focus at the brow point. Keeping the mind still. And just dissolve any unwanted thoughts that may come into the mind at the moment. Just being your true, authentic self now, meeting your own needs and allowing this practice to enable you to do so. So when you're ready, we're going to swing back round into a tabletop pose. So bringing the knees hip width apart. The hands are firmly planted beneath the shoulders. And we're just going to tuck the toes under, and we're going to come into our first downward dog. So gently lifting the hips up towards the ceiling, lowering the heels down towards the floor. If you want to walk this out by pedaling one foot down and then the other, Keep those hands firmly planted, spread the fingers so you've got as much support coming from the hands as possible. And then we're going to raise the right leg up in the air. And then we're going to swing that right leg, that right knee, and plant it between the hands on the floor. And allow the left leg to slide back along the mat. So try and just adjust your body now so that the hips are facing forwards. That's it. Chest is nicely lifted and open. Take a deep inhale and exhale here. Tuck those toes back under on that left foot. And we're going to swing that right leg back to meet the left foot into a downward dog. Pedal out here if you need to. And when you're ready, we're going to swing the left knee between the hands. This is a pigeon pose. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can bring the left foot to meet the right hand, so you've got your shins a bit more parallel with the front of the mat. Just gives a deeper stretch. If you want to soften the stretch, you can tuck your left foot underneath your left hip, whatever works for you. Okay, so curling those back toes under. We're going to ease back up, pushing that left leg back into a downward dog. See if you can just breathe into it a little bit deeper here. We've loosened off the muscles along the back of the leg. See if you can push the heels down towards the floor. Again, whatever's comfortable for you. Try and keep that back nice and flat and the hips lifted. And then we're going to gently lower the body down into a plank. So keeping the back nice and straight, hips are nice and strong and square. And then we're going to come down into a plank and lower the body down. Slide the hands slightly forwards, so they're just slightly in front of the hips. And we're going to raise up the body from this position. It's low plank. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, lowering the body back down. Sliding the hands back to beneath the shoulders. And then we're going to raise the upper torso slightly. Don't overstretch, just do it whatever's comfortable for you. Exhale, coming back down. Tucking the toes under. You're going to bring the hands, make sure they're firmly planted beneath the shoulders, toes are tucked under. We're going to come up into a plank and swinging back into a down dog. Brilliant. So just see if you can just deepen that length and stretch along the backs of the legs. Deep inhale. Exhale, coming back into a plank. Lowering the knees to the floor, hips. And then we're just going to bring the shoulder, make sure the hands are planted beneath the shoulders. We'll just come up into a cobra. Lifting the head up. Rolling the shoulders back and down so that you've got an opening across the chest. Beautiful. Tuck your toes back under. And then you're going to come back into a downward dog. And slowly from here, we're going to walk the feet forward to meet the hands. Breathing in, just lifting the head slightly. And breathing out, drawing it towards the knees. And then we're going to grab the opposite elbow with the opposite hand, so as if we're cradling each arm. We're just going to rock from side to side, loosening off that upper body, the neck, allowing the head to relax. Again, just breathing into any tension or discomfort. Allowing each bone, muscle, everything to soften at this moment. And when you're ready, we're going to breathe in, bringing the arms out to the sides, breathing in up, raising them over the head, slightly arching the back, so we're opening across the front of the chest. Breathing out, lowering the hands down to the floor. Breathing in, just gently lifting your chin up and then lowering it on the exhale towards the knees. And then breathing in, coming back up into a standing position. Breathing out, exhale, just come a little bit further back so you're getting an opening across the front of the body. And then lowering the hands into prayer pose at the center of the chest. Take a centering breath here. Keep in check that tailbone area, just make sure it's gently tucked in. So you've got a flattened in across the stomach. And again, just notice where that balance point is along the soles of the feet. And if you need to adjust the feet so that you feel more secure and stable, do so. Allow any thoughts just to dissolve away. Again, bringing your focus to that point between the eyebrows just helps that. Now I'm going to breathe in, raising the arms up over the head again. Bringing the hands together. We're going to gently swing from side to side as we did with the beginning of the practice. Just notice any difference. Does it feel easier? Are you able to go just that little bit deeper? Coming back to center, we're just going to drop the right hand down by the side of the leg. And then we're going to see if we can bend over, arching over now towards the right side. That's it, lengthening all down the left, allowing the length right from the tips of the fingers along the full length of the body, the legs down to the toes. Breathing in, coming back up to center. We're going to swap arms. So swinging the right arm up into the air, lowering the left arm down the length of the leg. Keep that steadiness in the feet, don't lose the base, the posture. Remember the stretches from the upper body. Bringing the arm back overhead, down, so they both meet at the thighs, by the sides of the legs. Breathing in, rotating the wrists so the palms are facing forwards. Checking in here. Again, noticing your balance point on your feet. Finding your center. Breathing the arms up over the head. And then drawing them back down into prayer pose. And when you're ready, you're going to come lying down on your mats. So finding a comfortable position. If you need to just wriggle out your hips, do so, just softening any tension and breathing into any discomfort that you might notice. Allowing the feet to gently fall apart. So you've got a softening along the length of the leg. Palms are facing the ceiling, the chin slightly tucked in towards the chest. And we're just going to do a body scan, which is a great way of relaxing the body and the mind after a practice or before bed or when you just need some time out. So breathing into the center of the chest, into that heart center, just notice the rise and fall with the movement of the diaphragm. And see if for each breath you can just soften the shoulders down towards the mat just a little bit more, so you've got maximum opening across the chest. And breathing down into the abdomen. Notice the rise and fall of the belly and the contact it makes along the spine as you exhale. Notice the weight and softness of that area. And then take your awareness down to your hips, breathing into any tension or discomfort. Feel the weight of the hips against the mat. And then breathing down each leg to the knees. We often hold tension in the knees, so just allow them to soften and become heavy. Breathing down the legs, the shins, the ankles, the soles of the feet and the toes. Just softening and relaxing each leg, each foot. And then breathing back up through the legs, through the hips, up through the torso, to the chest, and across the shoulders. Then breathing down each arm to the elbows, softening the elbows, the forearms, the hands, and the fingers. So that right from the tips of the fingers to the tips of the toes, you feel heavy and relaxed. And then take a deep breath into your heart center again and breathe into the throat and the neck. Soften that area. If you need to gently adjust the chin, do so. And then take the breath up to the crown of the head. And then finally, just take a nice deep breath into that point between the eyebrows, which just helps relax the mind and remove any unwanted thoughts. Now taking a deep breath, we're just going to gently draw the knees in towards the chest, giving them a hug with your hands, and a rock from side to side. And then rolling over onto your right side, going to bring yourself back up into a seated position. So just taking another moment just to check in with where you're at, any difference that you notice from the beginning of the practice to how you feel now. If there's any discomfort, now's the time just to breathe into that area and just allow it to relax and soften. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. And then you're going to inhale, draw the hands into prayer pose at the chest. Take a deep inhale and exhale here. Inhale, drawing the hands up over the head, keeping them up together in prayer pose. Exhale as we fold forward for one final stretch. And just again at this moment, just check in what your needs are for the day and putting that intention into the day at this moment, sending it out to the universe, how your needs can be met. Breathing in deeply Exhale, soften the length of the back. And when you're ready, coming back into a seated position. Fantastic. Thank you.